This is the third part of pharmacodynamics. We are coming closer to our end of pharmacodynamics. So this is very short video, very easy video. So the third part is nothing but here we have. So here in third part today we are going to study the combined effect of drug. This is nothing but in the name you can understand combined. That is whenever you give to a patient two drugs at a time. In that case what happens? Now that is the thing we are going to study in this third part. So combined effects of the drug is divided into synergism and antagonism. So what is this? Let us understand. First synergism. In Greek, syn means together or gon means work. So working together. So whenever we give two drugs, they work together. So first one, drug action. It is increased by drug 2. So drug, if we give two drugs, right, so the first drug action is increased by the drug 2, then it is known as synergetic drug pair. So the drug 1 and drug 2 both have the actions in the same direction, and the one drug enhances the action of other one in the case of synergism. So this is very good in the case. And next coming to synergism is divided into supra-additive and additive type. What are these additive supra? In the name you can additive means addition. So effect of drug A plus B is equal to effect of drug individual A plus drug effect of B. So these are also in the same direction. So example you can take when given aspirin along with PCM, they act as analgesic, and nitric oxide, nitrogenous oxide given with ether, they are using general anesthesia, and amlodipine with atenolol as antihistamines, glibenclamide and metformin used in hypoglycemic conditions. So there's, but remember in additive type, as I said, their effect is added, but remember the side effects is not added, then it is very good drug because they don't add up the side effects, so combination is better tolerated. Next coming to the supra-additive means the effect of A plus B, that is the effect of two drugs is only greater than effect of individual drugs. This is supra-additive. So examples are very much long. You can remember it from our textbook, right? So here reading them is not just, you can also read them, right? So next coming to antagonism. So antagonism is that the one drug decreases action of other drug. Here there is some losing because one drug is decreasing the other one. That is antagonistic pair. Then it is known as antagonistic pair. So here the effect of double drug is lesser than effect of individual drug, right? Because yeah. So there are various types like physical, chemical, physiological, receptor type, and receptor type is further divided into non-competitive type, competitive type, and receptor type is also known as functional type. And one more thing in the antagonistic pair is one drug is inactive in the case of antagonistic pair, and the response of other drug uh, and less response of a other drug because one drug is active and one drug is inactive. And next coming to the antagonism, as I said, there are different types. So let us see first type, that is physical antagonism. Here it depends on mainly physical properties. Example, charcoal absorbs alkaloids and prevents the absorption, so it is used in alkaloid poisoning mainly. So this is physical. And chemical antagonism, the drug 1 adds with the drug 2 to undergo chemical reaction and form an inactive product, like KMnO4 oxidizes or alkaloids in gastric lavage, used in gastric lavage, tannins with alkaloids, alkaloid tannins, chelating agents along with metals. So this is chemical antagonism. Next coming to physiological antagonism, here different drugs are acting on the different receptors by different mechanisms. That result is a opposite effect to the pharmacological effect, that is glucagon and insulin on a blood sugar. You know how these both are acting on the blood sugar, but their opposite, glucagon is having opposite effect when compared with insulin. And next coming to receptor, that is insulin, we know it decreases the blood sugar level, glucagon increases the blood sugar level. Next coming to receptor antagonism. This is very important type. Here the drug 1 blocks the drug 2, that is here the drug 1 is antagonist and it blocks the agonist. So this is what takes place, and the physiological signal molecule acts by the receptors and blocks the profound pharmacological effects in this case. So mainly there are two types of receptor antagonism, competitive type and non-competitive type. Let us see them. So normally what happens is agonist binds with the binding site of a receptor and form the response. We know this. But what happens in a competitive type? Here the agonist and the antagonist are chemically similar. So antagonist is having more affinity for the binding site, but the result is zero because it is an antagonist, right? So here the agonist and antagonist are chemically similar. Then they are both competitive for the same binding site. So this is also called as equilibrium antagonist. So it is showing the rightward shift and there is no separation of maximum response in the case of effect. So what is partial agonist? Both have the affinity for the same receptor. That is, partial agonist binds with the receptor, produce submaximal or partial response. And next coming to non-competitive, that is, agonist and antagonist are chemically different from each other. So there is no competition. An antagonist doesn't bind to the receptor, but just forms a wait, but forms antagonism, binding with the allosteric site near the binding site and alters the receptor, which enables to combine with the agonist. So and causes a change in the receptor. So this is how to explain. So antagonism, in here we have agonist and antagonist bind at different sites. So there is no competition in the case of non-competitive type. And here the curve is right curve flattened in the case of a drug response curve, that is DRC. Now let us differentiate between competitive and non-competitive. Here antagonist and agonist are binding at the same site, but in non-competitive they're binding at different site, and they're structurally similar with each other. They're structurally different from each other. And here the DRC is rightward, and here the DRC is flat. And this is also called as surmountable, and this is called as unsurmountable. And it is mainly depending on the concentration of antagonist and also agonist. But here it is depending only on the antagonists. And examples are like acetylcholine, onitropin, diazepam, and biculin. And now let us see non-equilibrium and antagonism. Here what happens is the antagonist forms a strong covalent bonds and dissociates slowly from the receptor. So there is high affinity for the receptor, and the agonist is unable to reduce because it is not able to bind there because antagonist has occupied it. So here the DRC is also right and also flat, right and flat. It is like having both competitive and non-competitive type of DRC, because in DRC competitive right, non-competitive flat. So it is having both right and flat. So this is just a simple topic. Just if you revise the textbook, it will be very easy. So this is about our part 3. Next, not part 3, part 3. Next we'll continue our part 4.